Hello guys, and welcome to mattsbeamer. Today's video is based on this little Italian hatchback, the Fiat Bravo Mark II, also known as Type 198. Bravo was a name that Fiat gave the Fiat Tipo replacement back in 1995. The 3-door was known as the Bravo, and the 5-door version was known as the Brava. These stayed in production until 2001. The successor was the handsome but poor-selling Stilo. Fiat wanted to revive the old Bravo name, so in 2007 they brought out the Bravo, Type 198. And I must say, it is a rather attractive car. In 2010, it went through a very minor facelift. The Bravo was made to take on the Volkswagen Golf Mk7 and the Mark II Focus, which were the class leaders in this segment. Click on the links down below if you want to see their Mark Focus 2.5 and the newer Mk7 Golf in-depth tours. There are a few choices of engines in both petrol and diesel form, and there is also an LPG version. The petrol engines are available with a 1.4 non-turbo, a turboed version and an LPG version. The biggest engine is the 1.8 turbo petrol. The diesels, which are all turbo diesels, are available in a 1.6, a 1.9 and 2 litre, though it depends on where you live. The transmissions available are the 5 and 6-speed manual, plus a 5-speed dual logic transmission, which is basically a semi-automatic transmission. The car was built on the 2nd generation C platform, which is shared by the older Fiat Stilo and the 2008 Lancia Delta. I really wish that Lancia created cars like they used to, but that's just my opinion. Message down below if you agree or disagree with me. Being based on the C2 platform means it is front-engined, front-wheel drive. If you would like to see any in-depth tours on a certain car, message down below and I shall try and find one to film for you. Bear in mind, I am located in Moscow, Russia. Now, let's go over to the car I am actually filming, the 2010 Fiat Bravo. It is powered by the 1.6 16-valve multijet 120 dynamic, fitted with the 6-speed manual transmission. It is finished in the colour Alternative Grey, which is paint code 620. I think it's quite an attractive little car. Starting at the front of the car, I believe that it was the first Fiat that came with the new Fiat logo. There have been so many changes to the Fiat logo over the years. This grille is the chrome and colour coded one. It also comes in black. I like the headlights in this car. They give the front end a sleek upmarket look. The bulbs in this car are the halogen style bulbs. The toe and eye is behind this cover here. The fog lights are in the lower bumper, surrounded by black plastic. They also double up as a cornering light. When you go around a sharp corner, it will light up the corner for you. And here is the lower grille. The jet washers are located on the bonnet. And this car has the beam style wipers. All the wheels on this car are the same size. This car has the 14-spoke 16-inch alloys, which I love the look of, and they are wrapped in the 195/55 R16 tyres. The front brakes are vented discs with ABS all round. The front suspension are independent McPherson struts with telescopic dampers with stabilising bars. On the front rings are the indicators, which are covered in clear lenses. The door mirrors on this car are half colour coded. They are also electronically controlled. The lower window trim is in chrome, while the upper half is in black. You may notice that the windows have a greenish blue tint to them. The door handles are coloured in chrome, and the driver's door handle has a key slot, ideal as the remote key has gone missing. To open the fuel door, just pull it open, then you will see the fuel cap. You need to use the key to remove the cap. The rear brakes in this car are discs, and the rear suspension is made up of a torsion beam, torsion bar and hydraulic dampers. The ground clearance is 163mm, the length is 4,336mm, the height of the car is 1,498mm, and the width is 1,792mm. Heading around to the rear of the car, you will notice that there is an aerial on the roof and a third brake light high up on the hatch. In the centre of the rear hatch, we have the new Fiat logo. Push the logo in and the boot will open. The Bravo logo is located in the bottom right hand corner of the hatch. Here are the taillights, which are quite red in colour. The indicators are built into them too. The reverse light is located in the bottom left hand corner of the bumper, situated in the black trim. The fog light is on the right hand side, right next to the tow and eye cover. Let's have a look inside the car. Normally, this car comes with a remote key, but unfortunately the rental car company only gave me the aftermarket key, so I have to open the car the good old fashioned way. The inside of the car isn't as stylish as the exterior, but I wouldn't call it dull either. It also comes with a few nice toys, which surprised me to be honest. It has a few safety features too, such as front seatbelt pretensioners, front seatbelt load limiters, driver and passenger airbags, side body and head airbags. The rear also has ISOFIX points. At the back of the dash we have the air vents for the front windscreen. That there is the solar sensor, which works with the automatic climate control. There are air vents built into the A-pillars too, which are aimed towards the side windows. There are also tweeters located just behind the door mirrors. There are 4 air vents along the front face of the dashboard. The outer ones are round with chrome highlights. Here are the central vents. The directional adjuster is in chrome. The wheels to open and close the vents are located between the vents. The hazard switch is also located between the 2 vents. Off topic, I love the soft touch checker material which is on certain areas of the dashboard. Moving on down to the entertainment system. Along the top is the CD slot with eject button. In the centre is the on button and volume control. Press it in to turn it on. The display is in orange and black and is pretty clear to use. Buttons 1 to 6 are the station preset buttons, which double up as CD controls. The bottom row has mute. Band AS is the frequency band selection, for example FM, AM, etc. Alternative frequency and program type. Travel announcement, audio settings, and the equalizer activation, advanced menus and settings, and the source button allows you to select either radio, CD, auxiliary, etc. To the left of the radio is a button with a steering wheel on it. It is called the city button. Press this and the steering wheel will become very light to assist you with things such as parking. When this system is turned off, it makes the steering heavier, but to be honest, it is light anyway. To the right of the radio, we have these buttons, which have a few functions. They adjust the angle of the headlight beams, up and down. It also gets displayed on the onboard computer. Mode changes what else can be seen on the onboard computer, and up and down helps you navigate the system. There's more to come on that later. Here is the central locking button, and here are where the fog light buttons are located. Moving on down to the automatic climate control. The chrome rotary knobs on each side control the temperature. Each front passenger gets to adjust their own temperature setting, which is then displayed on the big screen. Auto is where the car will automatically keep the car at the desired temperature that you want. The 3 arrows are the zone control buttons. When the orange light is on, it means the air is flowing to that zone. I believe mono makes both sides of the climate control do whatever the driver wants it to do, so ineffectively working as one unit. As you can see, there is quite a bit of information displayed on the screen, but it is very simple to understand. It also shows you the exterior temperature. These 2 buttons here control the fan speed. As you can see, there are quite a few adjustments of speed. The off button shuts down the system. This button here is the climate control button. The button next to it is the recirculation button, while this little air vent here is actually the sensor for the auto climate control. This button is to heat up the front windscreen, and this one here is to heat up the rear window. Below all this is what I thought was an aftermarket accessory, but in fact it came with the car itself. It's called Blue and Me, which is a joint development between Fiat and Microsoft, hence the Windows logo. You can connect your phone to it via the USB port. It also has voice command, hands-free, it can read out your text messages, and a few other extras. I will explain a bit more later. To the right of it though is a lighter. This car here is fitted with a 6-speed manual transmission. To select reverse, you need to pull up the safety collar on the stick to be able to push the gear stick along to the right hand side and pull back towards you. There is a small storage area just back from the gear stick and 2 very basic cup holders. Sometimes basic is better. I'm guessing that this handbrake needs adjusting. The centre armrest also doubles up as a storage compartment. If you press the lower button, it will reveal the lower storage compartment. If you press the upper button, it will give you access to the upper storage compartment. I'll quickly start up the car to show you the instrument cluster clearly. I must say it is quite loud in this car, though in reviews it says it's quiet. The left-hand gauge is the speedometer. The chrome touches and the red needles tried to give the car a more sportier feel. In the centre you have the fuel gauge on the left and the coolant temperature gauge on the right. The rev counter is on the right hand side of the cluster. In the centre we have the onboard computer, which displays the time, the outside temperature, the light angle and the mileage. The menu and light adjust buttons that I showed you earlier allows you to adjust the settings, like the dimming of the dash, the speed limit beep, the adjustments on the cornering lights, the usual trip computer data adjustments, the auto close feature, the units and language settings. You can adjust a lot more than just this, but to be honest it is easier having their own separate buttons. The indicator and light controls are on the left hand stalk. Below this stalk is the cruise control. On the right hand stalk you have the wiper controls and the trip control button on the end of it, which shows you the date, the range, trip distance, average miles per gallon, which it says 44 miles per gallon on this car. Bear in mind it's a rental car. Instant fuel consumption, average speed and so on. The steering wheel on this car is very easy to use due to it being quite light in the first place. There are 4 buttons on the left hand side of the steering wheel. This is what happens if you push the window button.
Please make a selection, or say help.
Help.
The commands available are message reader, settings, or cancel.
Settings.
Settings. The commands available are user data, pairing, advanced features, and exit.
Advanced features.
Advanced features. The commands available are system code.
Cancel. Also, on the left hand side you have the volume controls, the mute button and the exit button. On the right hand side you have the track or station select button, the phone button and the confirmation and source button. In the centre is the big Fiat badge, also with an airbag and horn. To the left hand side under the steering wheel is a lever which helps you adjust the steering wheel position, which moves upwards and downwards and back and forth. The ignition system on this car is the old key slot version. This is an aftermarket key though, but as you can see it has a transponder built into it. To the right of the ignition is a small storage hole. Over to the door, which looks quite nice in the way it looks. Up top you have the chrome style door handle. Below that are some buttons. the directional pad controls the door mirror adjustment, and the switch just back from that selects the mirrors that you want to adjust. All the windows are auto down and up, depending on how you press the button. The button in the centre cuts out the power to the rear passenger's electric window switches. Just back from the buttons is the pull handle. The speakers are located in the front doors, right next to the thin storage area. The doors also have a light for safety reasons. On the B pillar is a sticker saying what model you have. The dynamic seats in this car look the part in the lovely grey and black techno tweed cloth. This lever here is for adjusting the height of the seat, and the big wheel at the back adjusts the backrest's angle, and this one moves the lever backwards and forwards. In the top centre we have the interior lighting with map reading lights. The sun visors have mirrors built into them. Let's jump into the passenger side. The passenger gets a basic door, as you would expect, and this is the size of the glove box, not the biggest and far from being the smallest. Now let's jump into the back. The rear doors get all the usual stuff, for example electric windows, speakers, door pockets and a safety light. Oh, the front seat also has lumbar adjustment and side airbags. The rear seats have the same colour scheme as the front, and they also have 3 headrests. There is an armrest, which also has pop-out cup holders and another bit of storage. There are also ISOFIX points in the back too. Passengers in the back will most likely fight over who gets the warm or cool air aimed at them. A bit of an odd setup really.
Headroom is good, legroom is pants.
The front seat is in my driving position, and I'm 6 foot tall. Passengers get their own light in the back, along with a soft closing grab handle. In fact, everyone but the driver gets a grab handle. The rear ones also get a coat hanger hook. Let's have a look in the boot. To open the boot, press the boot logo. The boot space on this car is a funny shape in my opinion, and also the boot is quite narrow due to where the rear lights intrude, plus the boot lip is quite high too. Under these flaps you will see where the top suspension is connected to the car. The parcel shelf is missing on this car, but you do get a little lamp. Under the floor you'll get a spare wheel and tools. The rear seats fold down in a 40-60 ratio. With the seats up, it has a boot size of 365 litres, which is about 20 litres smaller than the Ford Focus. With the seats folded down, the boot space increases to 1,175 litres, which is about 90 less than the Ford Focus. As you can see, the front passenger seat is forward a lot more than my seat. Maybe it's just me being silly. Now, let's look under the bonnet. Under the bonnet lies a 16-valve inline-4 1.6 turbo diesel engine. It has 120 brake horsepower, which gets sent to the front wheels. When the turbo kicks in, it is pretty nippy. It has a top speed of 121 miles per hour, does 0 to 60 in about 10.2 seconds, and has 300 Nm of torque. All this, and it does around about 727 miles to a tank, which is 58 litres in size. It says that this car can do 57 miles per gallon, which doesn't surprise me. Let's start her up and listen to her rumble. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please like, share and subscribe. The next in-depth tour will be my dad's E71 X6. BMW. What cars would you like to see soon? Thank you and take care.